This is the clap test. This is the clap test. This is the clap test.
And we're in this bitch. What it do, what it is. It's your boy Whole Day in the Cut, accompanied by, your one and only
Glenn Rockenshine.
And welcome to another episode. So, yeah, we, I don't want to say we haven't recorded in a minute, but, we've been going through whatever type of deals that we're going through.
Honestly, we don't have really much of a release schedule. We just kind of release it when we want to.
Yeah, basically. It's quarantine. Like, you do what you got to do. Because, Glenn out here, he's his own person. He's doing stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm my own person. I'm doing my own stuff. And this schoolwork is taking a lot of time, especially from someone who's a big procrastinator like myself. And, I ain't going to lie, what's it called? That solid tea that I be sipping on.
Yes.
It'd be really, it helps with my focus, but I ain't gonna lie,
It really hits the spot. It kind of
mellows me out a little much.
Puts you in that little box where you find anything interesting.
Just about, yeah. Being an Aquarius myself, I already find just about everything interesting, but
It helps, especially when you got boring subjects.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Oh my God, I'm a business major. Do it, but don't do it. Results may vary. I don't know.
Do it if you're passionate. I think that's my philosophy when it comes to colleges. Don't do it for the money. Do it because you want to learn something.
Yes, yeah, I get that. But this is America. I'm doing it because I want the money. Well,
it can be for both.
Yeah, exactly. I already tried for the fun. That was at FAU. I should have stuck with that.
Yeah, I would love to see you.
It's not that I didn't want to stick with it. It's just I just couldn't stick with it.
Well, sometimes what you're passionate about is not what...
No, it wasn't anything about passion. Yeah. It was resources, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Not being able to commune over there back and forth. Because, I ain't gonna lie, that was even though I only went there for a semester, that was still a lot happened in that semester. I ain't gonna front. A lot of growing and experience was done during that semester. So,
yeah, you were only there for a semester, and I have... all my friends from FAU know you, so you made an impression.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that was fun. So, yeah, I remember even a lot of the teachers and professors are something go far. You can do that shit. I'm
yeah.
But yeah. So something that I wanted to talk about today. Let's do a mental health checkup and see
mental health. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how everyone's doing. All that good stuff. Let's start with us. I'll start with me. I don't know. I feel like I'm
Should
doing.
One of us act as the therapist?
Nah, we're not doing that.
To ask questions.
No, because no. How are you feeling in this moment right now?
What do you see when you look in the clouds?
Clouds.
Death, murder.
There's clouds? I can't go outside. The police will get me. It's doubly even bad because I'm black. Come on, Glenn, get with the program.
Well, you should have thought something was wrong when I presented myself as a licensed therapist. I'm clearly not. I'm an out-of-work musician.
I only used you so I can frame you for the new book and then get away with murder, countless murders.
Ooh, that hits close to home.
Yeah. If you don't watch Joe, I recommend watching Joe on Netflix.
You mean you?
Oh, shit.
And he goes by Will now.
It's Will, you fucking pleb. But what was I saying? Yeah, something about mental health. For me, personally, I feel like I'm doing well mentally. It's hard for me to really assess that because I'm not around a lot of people. So, it's really kind of hard to tell. I could be just telling myself, no, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine, bro, without talking to anybody.
Yes. Sometimes you need someone to be yo, you crazy.
Yeah,
you need
you're not
call
doing
you
well
on your shit.
But like for me, yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm doing well. I feel like I'm doing a lot of growing, and not a lot of a lot of growing and going back to my past because I've been feeling before this whole virus was going down. I was feeling some type of way about myself, and I don't know why. There's a lot of things going on that just made me feel some type of way, and I was just new situations that I got in that slowly took me down, and now I feel now that all that all this during this great pause and whatnot, I'm gonna start coining it the great pause.
I like that.
Somebody said it in a news article. I was the great pause. I fucks with that. I'm gonna be reading in my children's history books the great pause. I was yeah,
I was there.
But the great pause really did help me kind of just focus more in on myself, which is really good because there's a lot of shit that I was worrying about work, famous people, fucking school, like wanting to start this off, strike and all that good shit. Like there's a lot of things going on that was not making me be able to focus on myself. And now that I have like just like beyond a plethora of time to focus on myself, like this is really good, like time to give myself like some well-deserved feedback and like really try to evaluate myself.
Yeah, I find this to be the greatest time for self-reflection, This is the time to go, mirror, mirror on the wall. What are my problems? Am I crazy? Oh my God, I'm going to fall to my death. Blah, blah, blah. I can't come up with a rhyme. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it truly is the time because right now, whether you like it or not, you're free of all your burdens.
Little more, yeah.
Yeah, a little more. I mean, you still have your school and you have... If you're working, you have your job, but
if you're like not like one of us, if you're a lot older and you have more responsibilities, you're probably dealing with a little bit more. But
you're free of that the social burden.
Yeah,
I would
social
say.
burden. Yeah,
not to use burden in the context of being something inherently bad, but it does distract you from actually seeing what your whole steez is.
Yeah,
I've been using the word steez a lot. It's a problem. But I can see that because I self-reflected. So without the constant distraction of interaction between people, constantly either by going to school or hanging out with your friends, it actually gives you that scary time where you can just think to yourself.
Yeah. That's really crucial. And I feel like that's especially in this day and age, like everything moves so like fast and like rapidly. Like you just never really get a lot of chance.
No.
And like for me personally, I feel like that's where like I really lost myself because like I've always had like a lot of time to be able to like kind of reflect on everything that I've been doing, especially working at the elementary schools for as long as I have, like that's like a constant thing that they would make you do is like because you teach the kids to reflect on their actions, and so like you telling them that kind of just like work for you. You constantly think about your things and all that, but like I feel like like with all the stuff that I've been like been given like socially and just like just responsible all the other responsibilities being where we're at like that really took a lot away from me, and so like it just. It's hard. It's really hard to keep up with yourself with a lot of things going on. So like this is really
to put in a weird analogy. If you think about prisons, people in isolation who go into isolations for years, there's two outcomes. They either become crazier, they break their minds, or they actually self-reflect and they show their penance.
Yeah.
It's not a good technique to reform people. Not saying that's a good idea.
Yeah, but just throw your kid in that timeout. That's gonna teach them.
Don't do that. Don't do a carry and just throw him in the closet. No, but
it puts the lotion in the skin or gets the hose again.
But but that's more just to acknowledge the mental health part. More than self-reflecting. It's the people who suffer from depression, the people who rely on the distraction to keep them away from their own mind.
Which is like a millennials period.
Millennials, I mean, there's plenty of other people I know, older people, who were raised in a time where they couldn't talk about their feelings, where their dad would be like, suck it up, pussy.
Yeah.
Everybody gets sad once.
Whoa. What are those? So is that feelings? All right, give me the belt. I need to put you back in the fucking coal mine. What is that? The only thing we spit out here is just ash and fucking lungs, bro. What's wrong with you?
My granddaddy never cried to me. I never cried to my granddaddy. Man, and you ain't gonna cry to me.
And we turn out just fine, Every time you start crying, just get smack on the forehead. That'll teach you right.
Yeah, we don't have anything wrong, as he's just punching his child in the jaw. You're like, this is fine. Abuse it away.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, this is definitely a time that's actually scary in a way, and I think interesting to see what the statistics are for.
Yeah, that's a good point that you're bringing up. Because like the only reason I thought about this was because like I've been seeing a lot more, kind of like post about checking up on your friends and stuff like that, and just like making sure that you're using like good, well, positive words and whatnot to like reiterate your friends and check up on them and whatnot. But yeah, I didn't even think about that, like because there are people like. It's hard with our generation sometimes because people always like post memes to like
To make light of it. And,
exactly,
yeah.
but like sometimes people really be posting like some deep memes, and you try to just they're memes, so you try to like you're like, should I take it as seriously as like I kind of want to, but like, or should I just it's like it's just a meme, they're just posting a joke, but like at the same time who knows. Because like there's like I'm not gonna call anybody out, even though like I doubt like they're watching this or anybody will know. But like there's like a certain individual, like who she's going through, like she's posting about it, and I'm just like, really, like because like she always seemed like like she was never gonna go through. I'm not saying she was never gonna go through it, but like it just seemed like like things were going well for her. But
Yeah.
now I'm noticing that she's posting a lot more like, oh like haha, like I'm low key falling to a rope path of depression, haha, let's laugh about it. But like how many people are actually really like just struggling with this hardcore for real.
It absolutely is a real thing, and it's not tied to how good someone's life is. I think you could be born with a silver spoon in your mouth, and your parents could love you, and you could still feel this overpowering sense of doom and hopelessness. Even if everything is going your way and you don't know why. I know this because I go through it sometimes, and I think it's a human emotion. I think everybody goes through it once to varying degrees. And a lot of times, it's good to make light and it's good to joke because that means you're self-aware. It's the times where, a lot of times when it goes past the edge is where they don't say anything.
Yeah.
It's the silent cries for help. And I mean, I used to definitely be more of the posts on social media, posts on Instagram story, be like, oh, I'm so sad, blah, 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 of me crying. But now I kind of realize that was me not really asking for help, but just more, for lack of a better word, attention whoring, And the times where I actually feel the worst, the most hopelessness, the most gray skies are the times where I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want them to come to me. Not that I don't want any interaction, but it's just that you're so caught in your head, you forget all that stuff. And that's been my experience so far. Not to say, everybody copes differently. So
Right.
That's just been my point of view for all of this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point that you make, because everybody does like handle this differently. Because like I've been through like like a depressed state before, but like when I went through it, it was like for like, I don't want to say like an unnatural. I don't know. It's gonna be weird like the way I word it, but it was just kind of like more of a situation that like I just literally couldn't like kind of help myself. So, like I was just like, because like I've never normally ever been like that point, in my life when I forget how old I was, maybe like a few years ago, but like that was like probably like the lowest I've ever been up until my point. Because, like most people who know me have always known me, like I've never really like depression, hit me. Like there's never really been a thing for me until like, just like until like years of recently. Like it first hit me with like this just one physical ailment that it's nothing that I could do anything about it. And then, eventually I got over it. But then I noticed that like, things that you were saying that like, I would just notice that I would get like, just like randomly like just depressed. Like nothing would be like wrong in my life, but like I would just like, like either mentally get in my own head or just, I don't know. I just, I just feel like just some ways where I'm just like, fuck it, bro. Like I don't want to like, I just put myself in a deep dark state and want to keep myself there. But for me, like I I'm such a like, you know, like in my head type of person, not like in a negative way, but just constantly just thinking about like
Thinking,
my
yeah.
actions and stuff like that. So, you know, I never attribute that to just like me just being depressed. I just attribute that to like more of a physical like attribute. Like maybe I'm just hungry. I don't have the energy to like be all preppy and stuff like that. That's always what I think. Like, or maybe I'm just not exercising enough. Maybe that's why I just need to get some exercise, you know. For me, like, you know, like sometimes I feel like that could also be like a thing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like definitely like body health.
Oh, yeah.
Body, physical and mental health are like definitely like the two keys.
Definitely.
And I feel like for me, like I've always like been, you know, kind of like a more just, you know, like you know, a healthy person because like I've always been physically active and mentally I want to say I've never really been through like any like hardship, not like trying to like this is not anything to boast
No,
about.
not
but,
of
like,
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, just like
not.
I haven't really gone through like much hardship like a lot of people have in the world and stuff like that. So like I can't really say like I have any reason to be depressed. But yeah, I don't even know. Like I was just kind of talking at that point. But
Well, to get on that point of, oh, you know, maybe I'm just hungry, or, you know, it being an attribute, I think you're somewhat in that. I think you're right in that regard. I think a lot of people, and not to generalize, and I can't pull any statistics out of my butt, but it does seem a lot of times, not the smarter you are, but the more mentally active you are, the more
it's okay to say dumb people have an easier time.
ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yeah.
But the more mentally,
Hey, KJ.
you know, sharp you are, the more depressed I think
Yeah, of
it
course.
is to be, because you're, like you said, you're always in your mind, and a lot of people, you know, some people can attribute that to oh, I'm hungry, oh, I should go for a run or something like that. You know, I think it's a sword with a two-sided, you know, sword.
Yeah.
You know, it's great for one side, but you know, it does have a the bearing of, if you're in your mind all the time, you're gonna run into some of those dark corners.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, mental health is a tricky one. I one of the ways that I've seen it described is to and I guess to more general, to specify what I'm talking about is depression, not just general mental health. I mean, every illness is different. But I think for that, it's like you're swimming in the ocean and you can't come up, but you can't drown at the same time. But you still have to breathe. You still have that want to breathe.
Yeah.
You know? So you're in a big old purgatory of, it's not the worst, it's not the best, it's just gray all over.
Yeah.
And that's what I think it's about. I think it's almost a complacency. And not to say, if you take a depressed person and you go on a mountain, you know, mountain hiking, that the sense of adventure will dig them out of it. It's more intrinsic than that. But I think, if not physically, it's definitely a self sense of staying in the same place and not being able to do what you want.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, my God, it's just so rough. Oh my God, everybody keeps posting like on my Facebook about like pictures, because right now we're in April. It's April something 15th, 16th.
Yeah.
And like we're supposed to be having our championships for like Strike and like WGI, and people keep posting about like pictures about last year when we got second place and championships like that. And I'm sitting here just like, oh my God, that's so rough.
Yeah.
'Cause it made me is like even though like it was like Strike was like a lot of like added on. I want to say pressure or anything like that. Strike was definitely fun. It had its moments, but it was definitely like fun. Like, you know, like not being able to complete it. Now, like thinking about it, kind of, it really just does kind of just like really suck for me. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say before, but it's just weird.
It is. It's the weirdest time on this planet.
Yeah, because it's I don't know. I don't know. Like I forgot what I was gonna like initially bring this up, but like it's just so unfortunate because At least I'm talking about like band right now, like with the whole like strike thing, like seeing my friends post all that stuff. I'm not saying that it makes me sad, or it does make me a little sad, but
It's
like,
all right. Yeah, it can make
no,
you sad.
no, yeah, but it was just more that like it's more shocking to me that kind of made me a little sad because
Yeah.
like I ain't gonna lie, like I've been like I was kind of ready for the season to get canceled for like a while before it got canceled because like I kept updated with all this stuff. Like I knew like once they shut down China and stuff like that, I'm like, it's only a matter of time before like it spreads over here, and then we're gonna have to start doing like shutdowns like China did. So like, once I knew about that, like I already had like mentally prepared
Prepared.
myself, just like we're not gonna finish the season, and then long and behold, we didn't finish the season, and so like. I had an easier
Even
time.
though you're prepared.
Yeah. No, but like I had an easier time coping than with like
Yeah.
most people because like when people were officially saying that like, oh, they might like cancel the season, in my head I'm like, they're not gonna they're gonna cancel the season, like it's gonna be happening. Like I remember I even told like one of my friends too, like we were sitting down in Taco Bell. I told him, I was like, yo, they're gonna cancel the season, and he was like, oh, I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm like, it's gonna happen. But even like now, even though it's still that like I got through it, whatnot, it's still just weird, like just not finishing off the season because like because like seeing all the memories that people from like last season when we did so well.
It's what could have been.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with this year's show. I'm gonna be professional, so everybody had everybody has
Woody.
a chance, all that. But we were gonna slap this season, like we were gonna slap.
Yeah.
this season.
You were.
Oh, bro, it's so annoying because like we had that show and we were about to just. Oh my god, they weren't. I'm not gonna. I have to be professional. I don't want to say anything because I don't know who's ever going to be watching this, and I don't want to give
Keep it
like
for the
Strike.
After Dark podcast.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be anything negative. It's just I don't want to give like Strike a bad image or anything like that. If anybody listens to this, but we're gonna do some damage. Like it was gonna be bad. Like we were gonna do some work.
If any of you ever thought we were cool, just remember we're big old band nerds.
Yeah, I mean,
It's cool to be passionate.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. You can still be a banner and still be cool. Like I feel like a lot of the coolest people are band people because you have to be cool to be like passion, not just passionately, but just do shit that like people don't like normally accept. Like you're already as cool as it gets because you're real to yourself.
So it's cool to do something that people normally don't do.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So I won't even go to what I was thinking. The first thing on my mind. What I was thinking was incredibly screwed up.
Oh, geez. Oh my god.
I'll let you at home think of what I was going to say and implant it over me and think what you will of me for the rest of time.
Yeah.
To go on that one point about knowing that it's going to end, but still being finding yourself surprised that you feel as however strong you do about it. It's like losing a grandparent. Not to the same extent at all.
Not even close.
No.
Not even close.
No, and I don't mean to.
I have never cried. I've cried, when I was younger, but like, hold on, but like, I'm not gonna cut you off, but like, I don't have a sad life, but I was like kind of beaten to stop crying, like as a boy, you don't cry, so I was beaten to stop crying. I haven't cried so hard, when my grandma died, I was kind of ready for it again too, but when her casket went down, I sobbed. Those two experiences are not the same.
No, of course not. I'm not trying to compare them to in that way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say that old people are going to die someday, and even if you know that, it still doesn't change the fact that it hurts to see him go.
Yeah.
It's I guess it comes back to that sense of what could have been if they still survived, or what could have been if we still had this season and we slapped all these other guys, including
When? JK, not
Including,
really, not really. I'm not joking. Like, yeah, y'all saw. If anybody from band or any band related thing, if you seen the clip of our video, y'all knew we were gonna slap. Oh, but anyways, yeah. Yo, I'm sweating heavy. Oh my god, bro. Like this big shirt. I don't know why I put this on. I was like folding my laundry this morning. By the way, I'm doing a lot of, like little shit around the house.
Yeah, well, you got
wow,
it.
you're folding laundry. But yeah, I put this on. Like, I'm not saying it was a mistake, but like this shit's hot, bro.
Yo, but
It's big.
gotta look fire for the camera.
I mean, yes and no. Like
Jenny Walker. Johnny Walker.
Yeah, I know, like, because, like, at Drive Shack, you just be getting free shit all the time. People will be coming in and just like, blah, blah,
Yo,
blah,
if you
just,
got it,
hand
flaunt
out
it.
free shit. No, yeah, this was a nice shirt. I wish they had it, like, in my size, but this is, like, XL or something like that. I'm gonna cut the sleeves off and make it a muscle shirt or something like that.
On the note of just doing your laundry, because, like, what else is there to do? I feel that's so fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been vacuuming the house and I never used to vacuum. But I'm like doing it every day now, and I'm like, what else is there to do, man?
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta keep your mind active.
Yeah.
You gotta, whether you like it or not, you gotta keep doing stuff during this great pause.
Yeah, exactly. Or, you could just pause with the great pause. Be like, come on, guys.
So,
We were doing nothing.
exactly.
Shit. Yeah, but,
Is there anything else you wanted to hit on?
Not really. I mean, like, this was just like, there was nothing specifically I wanted to hit on. It was just like, I was just talking at this point. Just a journal update of our lives, what we're doing and shit like that. And so,
Oh, I should probably clarify, because I mostly just went in talking about it. I'm doing fine. I should say that. Like, I know I said a lot of depressing shit earlier, but I'm doing fine right now. I'm actually, for right now, it's been pretty good as far as mental health goes. And honestly, school's almost done. I'm happy. I'm almost a free man.
Yeah.
Not to be insensitive to your people. I shouldn't use that expression.
I was like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about business majors? I'm like, what?
No. But yeah, so I just wanted to, do that little check-in for myself since, it's that time. I think the last thing I want to hit on is just contact your friends, text them, give them a call, say hi. I think that's the most you can do for them, especially at this point.
Yeah, that's one of the things too. I've been seeing a lot of people like post on like social media, just like, if you have any type of like, you're feeling this way, if your spouse is abusing you, hit me up. Which is another thing, that a statistic that I've seen going up, like a lot of more like not only domestic abuse but child abuse is going up a lot more.
Yeah, no, because the abusers are stuck at home with their victims.
They're stuck at home, and you have nothing to do. And if you're like a chronic abuser and your peoples are constantly there, you got that bottle of whiskey right there, and you got your fist,
and you got your little shit bird of a child not doing anything, and your little
fine.
wife.
Your child's fine as you. That's a piece of shit if you're gonna hit them.
And your wife who just keeps nagging at you. Oh, the only right thing to do is to shut him up with your fist.
Or you could be a woman too. Maybe it goes both ways.
Or you could be a child and be a complete piece
I know.
of
You could just be just dick, bro. Just be like, we weren't supposed to learn it like that. You don't teach it like my teacher doesn't. Well, we're gonna learn it like this, nigga. Fuck, bro. God, if I ever had to homeschool my children, like if I swear to God, if they start teaching math and like, unless they change like the metric system, unless they change like math to the metric system and stuff like that, if they teach my child some fucking stupid ass box, because like I've been seeing how they've like changed teaching methods and shit like that. I've been seeing it, and I'm sitting here like, I swear to God, when if I ever have a kid and I ever have to like start teaching my kid their shit, and I see that shit, I'm like, nah, we're not doing this shit, bro. I'm teaching you real math so you could just get the basic shit down.
I'm just gonna teach them accounting.
No, exactly. Accounting. Yeah, I'm gonna be a business major. I'm gonna be like, here you go. Here are your taxes. If you want to fucking go to college, do this shit. If you can't do it, you got it until you're 18.
Here's a calculator. Never let anybody tell you you're not going to have one in your pocket.
Yeah, I know. You're never going
to. You
got to use your mental capacity to figure all this shit out.
No, bitch.
Teacher, what's that over there? You on your computer? Your computer calculator? Shut up.
Let me
Don't worry about that.
Let me go to every accountant or every NASA physicist out there, and let me ask them, "Hey, do you have a calculator?" And they're gonna be like, "Yeah." Hey, do you use your mental prowess to do your math in your head? No, fuck that. That's literally insane.
We have tools for a reason.
technology,
Fuck,
yeah.
bro. Like, I get it. You know, like, you gotta learn it mentally first. Yeah, I get it. You know, that's what middle school is
Yeah.
for. And fucking, I mean, I'm sorry, not middle school. That's what elementary school is for. But you know, when you start introducing stupid shit like letters in your math, like let a nigga use a fucking calculator,
Well, it's like
or give him a spoon for their cereal bowl.
it's like saying, "Oh, you gotta learn how to ride a bike because you're never gonna have a car." You know, it's that sort of thinking.
Oh my god, that's funny. That's good.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. School needs to be reformed, but that's a whole different.
Yeah, that's a
subject.
whole another thing.
We'll get into it later.
You know?
The other thing I wanted to say before, at least I'm done saying what I have to is, and if you're a person who is feeling the things we were discussing earlier, the depression or whatever and mental illness it may be, and it may be sort of not nice to hear it being said as a mental illness. But if you just feel that general loneliness, or if you feel like you're the only one in your life, you aren't. We're here. There's always someone else. Mm-hmm. There's always someone else who knows exactly what you're going through, and someone else who's willing to lend a hand and help you through these dark times. You're not just in the bottom of a valley shouting up and only having your voice just bounce against the wall, leading to no one. We're here, and we're in the front lines with you. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I have nothing to follow that up with. That was beautiful. That was well said. Yeah, so that wraps it up here. That's a good just mental check on it was more of a mental check on us and just more of us giving feedback and stuff like that. But for those of you who are watching, who are liking, who are subscribing, thank you for all that good stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. With that being said, just continue, keep being beautiful people, keep, nurturing each other, keep looking out one another, all that good stuff. Like I said before, if you guys make it to this far, subscribe, leave a comment, ask us what you guys want us to talk about.
Tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, exactly. All that good stuff.
Our DMs are open.
Yeah. So So with that being said, we out here, all that good stuff, have fun in quarantine, and we out here.
Yep, and remember, when you have a tough day, just reset.